We live.
Yeah.
All right.
We live, baby.
Sorry for the late start. We just had a little bit technical difficulties. You know that stuff happens.
Welcome to the technical world. 2022. Shit happening. We here figuring shit out.
It does. Let me check some further things. See if everything's streaming straight. Hopefully it is.
Yeah, I'm about to get this sharing into the on the socials.
Yeah. We got. Oh, you want to get started or we just
what up? Little intro, so I'm King off. Y'all know what up. Y'all know what I'm about. Cuddy F, 20 Grindstone. Check us out. Y'all spiel. My man Bunee Flacs over there. What up, bro?
Yes, sir. How you doing? This is episode 6. Y'all know me.
Hey.
I got my website, silversyndicate.org. Got Looser Perspective, my media company. BuneeFlacs.com. That's my cyber training type of deal. And you know what I'm saying? I'm an optimist. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm here to have fun. We're here to just try to figure shit out. That's what the title, right? We try to figure shit out.
That's right. Hey, can we get a round of applause for episode 6? It was a toughie, but we here.
6, 7, 8 weeks in a row.
That's right. All right, we got our guest, Mr. Jamal Johnson of BYOP.PODCAST. My man got his own TV network. How you doing today, Brody?
Very good. I'm glad to say thank you for having me on. This is tight.
It's gonna be fun, and I appreciate you. Yeah, and I told Flacs about the TV network. He had a lot of questions. Save them for the show.
Well, actually, I've got a big announcement that I want to do that might kind of change any questions that you might have and everything. I'll save y'all whenever y'all are ready. Yeah.
Oh, okay. How about this?
Yeah.
How about let's start with what inspired EBNY TV?
What is EBNY TV? What is it?
Well, so I guess this would be the perfect opportunity to go ahead and announce EBNY we launched about like 2.5 years ago, something like that. And we started off as a TV network. What made me want to start that is I've been doing media since 1999, and anything that you can think of media-wise, I've touched and done the project. You know, everything. I've been around. I've worked with major celebrities. I've worked on any type of project. So I've been there. I'm like a mummy when it comes to media and everything.
Right.
And during this journey, I was able to see the red tape that it takes to get your movies into theaters on a mass scale. The red tape, things like for instance, if you want to get a rate for your movie, movie theaters, some movie theaters will say you can't get your movies until you get it rated. Well, it costs to get it rated, and it's not cheap. It costs a lot of money to actually send your movie off to get it rated, and they want it on a certain format. That format costs another $5,000 or $6,000 or whatever. And then it's just like for some people those type of fees are you don't want to have to pay those.
Right. There's like a bar.
Those are just some of the. It's a bar. Some of the stuff is kind of unnecessary. With today's technology, really know what's going on. A lot of the stuff that regular industry acts for, it's unnecessary. It totally is unnecessary. So there's a lot of red tape that maybe say, you know what, I'm gonna just start my own TV network and operate on the idea that as long as you're bringing the black community down, your African American content. That's the one thing. You have to be an African American content creator even put stuff on EBNY.TV. And can't no hate speech or anything like that. Otherwise, we operate on a thing where it's freedom of speech. But within this 2 years. We've been cooking in the lab and everything, and trying to figure out, well, how can we make a collection of other Black-owned TV networks, and then how can we make a hub for that? So, EBNY.TV is no longer a TV network. EBNY.TV is a cable TV service provider. So what we are, so like if you have any other cable, service in your house, you press your guide button, what do you get? You get a collection of TV networks and their programming.
Right.
Well, now if you go to ebny.tv, if you hit the menu button in the top right corner, that drop-down menu will show you the cable TV networks that we have under our newly introduced cable TV service, which right now we're focusing on getting dedicated TVs in businesses.
Right.
But we're already getting asked about the home market as well. So that's the big announcement. You're actually the first people that actually know this publicly, and it's big because we're just not like a TV network anymore. We got bored with that. We got bored with that in the 2 years. This is the end game for ebny.tv. When, I started it, this was the end game, and it's kind of it's tight because this is where the end game is, and now we can focus on other stuff. One, getting other Black-owned TV networks on board,
right?
And yeah, that's what we are now. So
that is crazy. Well, you made the announcement here.
Super dope.
That is what's up. So what happens with the website? Is that going to run concurrent, or is there like a timeline where you're going to transition over?
We're already there. So here's the thing that I figured out about cable TV service. Cable TV service doesn't have to be set up the way that it is. For instance, they force you to have a box that you kind of don't need.
Right, the device
if everything was simply internet based like ebny.tv is, then all you need is a smart TV. You can access it via browser, or if you really want something custom, we do have a device where, it can work and can then cast to your TV, and you have access to all the networks under there. So, but the bottom line is, it's just it's internet based, because I think this is the way that all cable networks should be, because they're forcing you to pay for item that's going to get broken. They make you pay monthly fees. With us, if you really want a device, buy one time. It's not like we're going to make you pay monthly fees. We're trying to make this accessible for everybody without all the headaches that the other, service providers offer. Devices that break, crappy customer service.
Right. Calling a technician over, yeah.
Exactly. Why do you even have to do that? This is the 1960s. It's just why isn't it internet based so you can log into a system, fix their problem, and you're done in less than 5 minutes, instead of waiting to, have some body that you don't know come into your house and everything.
Cable man, cable guy, right?
Cable guy, exactly, exactly. Nope, you don't even have to see us. You don't have to. Nothing. We just log into a system, fix your problem, and you're good. And
go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. No.
No, I remember back in the day when they who was it, COX? When you got canceled at the service, you got to return the box.
Hey. Yeah,
the box.
Let's not talk about COX, bro, because COX done pissed me off so many times.
All of them, all of them,
I already feel blood pressure rising.
Yeah, me too. Me too. It's just, why you have to make things so hard? How about everybody? Businesses that have TVs that we can dedicate our cable service to. Why don't you try this out and see the new way of cable TV service, the way it should be,
Right.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Cool. So go ahead, King. Go ahead, King.
No, I was still your question, because you had asked him why he started ebny.tv, right? Like what made him get started, right?
True.
Red tape, and I wanted to control politics. The way. So it goes a little bit deeper than that. So here's another thing that made me start ebny.tv. Not getting any money from YouTube, not getting any money from Facebook, not getting any money from social media accounts. So here's the thing that I want everybody to understand. When you put your videos on YouTube, you have to wait a certain amount of or criteria or whatever to get monotonized. Mm-hmm. Exactly. When you get monotonized or whatever, then you can start making pennies on the dollar for however views. And by the way, that system of getting paid per views is crappy. It's crappy. It makes me sick. But anyway,
it's exploitative. It's exploitative for sure.
That's the right word. That's the exact right word.
And the threshold is so high.
Exactly. They make you get, well, I know when my account got set up, my threshold before any money was released is $100. I still got like $75 sitting in the ad account. That joke is like, sometimes it's literally, I think, like 20 years old. And it's always going to be that way, because I don't put, so here's the thing. When you're trying to make money on YouTube, that time that you have your content set up on YouTube, where you're trying to get monotonized, you get your 1,000 subscribers, you get your X amount of time per watch. What is YouTube doing with all that money that they're making while they're not paying you on that? And then when they finally decide to pay you, it's pennies on the dollar. So you got to think about that. Look at your YouTube account and look at how much money you've made, and look at what they're doing to you. Facebook is even worse, because let me ask y'all, have y'all put any video content up there and made any money? Has Facebook sent anybody a check? Am I tripping?
No.
Well, not us anywhere. Yeah.
Well, not me neither. And think about it also too with this YouTube thing. My account has been verified for many, many years. If you look at our YouTube account, there's no videos up there. However, I've got almost 600 videos in archive, not public and everything, because all those videos were making YouTube all money. You got to think about it. Why is Toyota? Why is Pepsi? Why is McDonald's advertising on your YouTube page? Don't you think that those companies should be coming to you and hollering at you because it's your content? So all that pushed me to be like, well, now I'm about to control my content. So our YouTube page has promo videos to point to content that
outside of YouTube.
Hey, go to ebny.tv, where smart. I can control the money that I make, and I do. I make money. I make good money off the network, and I don't have to share it with YouTube. It's way more money. What's YouTube to me except a storage bin, a free hard drive for video content? That's what I use my YouTube account, and a hard drive.
And they actually, didn't they just make that change recently where I think it was like a year or so ago, where they were like, okay, we're going to just advertise on everybody's shit, right? But before that, if you were monetizing, then you could put ads on your videos, but now it's everybody. So even if you so like I passed 1,000 subscribers on another personal channel. I never hit that 4,000 hour. Was it 4,000 hours in a year or something like that? I got close. I got like 3,500, 3,600. I can never pass that threshold because in that year time frame, as the days goes on, it drops off, the previous watch hours. So I never hit it. But they still got videos, or they still got ads on my shit, right? And I'm just like, okay, y'all just making money off my shit. So yeah, everything you're saying is true. And it's the game.
Well, so even check this out even further. They've I don't know how long this has been implemented, but you used to be able to download videos to your hard drive off of YouTube. And they have, if you go there now, you can see they have the little download button. But now when you want to download, they make you sign up for YouTube TV with a subscription. And they never used to do that. And it's just like, you're making money off subscription. Where's the fairness at? In a relationship, any relationship, it has to be 50-50. Where's the fairness in that relationship? If you're good with that, fine. Keep slaving for that type of stuff.
Right.
But I put out my at first TV network, now cable TV service provider.
Let's go.
To be able to control what I make, so I'm not a slave.
Nice.
Reciprocity. Making sure you're getting an equal value of what you're giving out. Yes, Lord.
That's dope. So worth it.
I'm worth it, and you're worth it.
Definitely. So what we gonna do right now? We just gonna cut this off because we streaming on YouTube right now, right? This is gonna be our last YouTube stream. Now. I'm just joking. We already said YouTube too much, so they probably listen like, "Oh, for real? That's what you said, bitch." Boom. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, I know, right? Be like, hey, come see me. I'm not hard to find.
We gonna put this shit on. It's on Facebook too, but I don't know. But so that's what's up. So how does somebody? There's a question. How does somebody bring content to you, or is there an application do you search for certain type of content creators? How does somebody get on your platform?
There's a fee. That's the first thing and foremost. To post content on ebny.tv, it's not free. There is a cost. Your content has to be free of copyrighted material. The minimum resolution, or the preferred resolution, is 1920 by 1080. All audio sources cannot be from the mic. It's got to be from an external recording device,
like a boom mic, yeah. So professional audio, yeah.
Have to have professional audio, because here's the thing. This is more, and you have to have a membership. That's the main thing. It's better to have a membership with us than to keep paying a per fee to put your content up there. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of ways you can get, your content on EBNY, but there's a deeper thing that goes on behind the scenes when, say, you are a member with us. What I learned through these 2 years, and then plus all the experience that I had since 1999, as far as, sales and things like that. What I do, I pass that on to the other cable TV networks under our platform. And what we do, we have a monthly meeting. Mm. And I say, well, this is what I'm doing. And, other networks will say, well, this is what we're doing to get in advertising. If I get a connect for somebody in marketing at, say, a big fast food corporation, then I pass that information on to those networks. So we have a community of passing on information. But not only that, internally, what we do is our cable TV networks under us, they purchase content from one another. So say one TV network is lacking in the podcast network, but this TV network under our platform has, I've got a ton of content to sell. Well, what we do, we promote buying that content from one of our affiliate TV networks. Mm-hmm. So that way it's another stream of income. So internally, if you're running with EBNY.TV, you're making money, the right money.
Right. Nice.
And your money, all your money, right?
Your money. And yeah, that's the thing. In certain situations where we have to, facilitate closing the deal with, say, like a major corporation, if you don't have any experience in anything like that, then yeah, we can step in, but we're going to take a fee from that. But other than that, we don't care what you make. What you make is what you make. You take it home. It doesn't go through us. It goes directly to you. Mm-hmm. Your payment platform, we don't touch that. It's good to know, how you're doing and everything financially, so we can say, well, hey, this network is making this much. But ultimately, we don't care. Just as long as you're thriving and there's no problems, we stay out your business.
Nice.
That's cool. So, how about this? So I know Facebook and Twitter and YouTube, the big social media giants, whatever, they kicked off Big T. Redhead Big T. Is that something that you would be you'll practice, or like, I remember you said no hate speech and stuff like that, and I get that, right? But are you into censoring what people put on their sites? So basically, yesterday, a couple days ago, I was on Facebook, and I was using the nigger word, right? And I was just, I was explaining what it was and the definition of it to me. They told me they was gonna block me and censor me, and I was just like, but y'all got crackers up here. Going crazy,
they about to block us again.
But I'm saying they got people there going wild with all kinds of rhetoric, right? So is that a practice you'll be into, or you just let people do what they're supposed to do and let the audience choose to watch or not?
Let the audience choose to watch or not. We don't we look at everything that comes in. That's the first move. We look at everything. We don't censor. Okay, so what we are not, we're not a porn site. So your TV network or your content, can't just be porn or anything like that. But however, if your movie has a sex scene in it, or your TV show has a sex scene in it, then that's fine. Put a warning to warn your watchers. Mm-hmm. We don't censor it. We're not going to take your content off or whatever, because like I said, if it's something that, we'll talk to you about and say, we're not going to say, if something comes to us and say, it could be offensive or something like that, then what we do, we have an open line of communication one-on-one and say, hey, what's going on with this piece?
So what about,
I think it's this way and stuff. So we have an open dialogue to, before we censor and say, no, you can't play it. You know what I mean? So no, we're not with that.
So what about, do you have like a type of rating system? Like, would you have like a rating system so viewers can decipher and choose for themselves? Or is it just something you just throw it out there, and if they see it, they see it?
Rated as PG-13, rated R.
We don't have a rating system yet. We were putting one together, but we don't know if we're going to go through it. Mainly the warnings warn people ahead of time when they're watching. it warms them ahead of time, and that's good enough for us. You know, if you choose to watch it, you were warned or whatever thing. And you know, we're not governed by anybody. You know, this platform is built from the ground up and everything, so there's nobody above us that can say, you know, hey, you can't do that. Well, no, there's we're one-on-one. You know what I mean? Like, Quinn nobody is above us. So yeah.
Quinn said this ain't OnlyFans. This ain't OnlyFans, bro. That's funny.
And what about, so I got one more for you on the same lines, right? The name of my podcast is Figuring Shit Out. We can be wrong. Sometimes we are wrong, right? And even we even try to come back, you know, episode, hey man, I said so and so last time, I was wrong. This is, you know, this is more along the lines, this is the correct way. Are you fact checking, quote unquote, misinformation, or like you said, you're just letting the content speak for itself?
Letting the content speak for itself. So we don't fact check, and we haven't, because we haven't had any like news broadcasts or anything like that. That would be something that would we would need fact checking, but like, you know, what we're getting is, you know, original content as far as movies, music videos, and things like that. It's entertainment, exactly. Nice. So, you know, we haven't got anything to fact check. Now, there was a time where we had our own news show, EB&Y 10 News, which was scrapped after like 10 episodes because that shit was hard as fuck. Like,
news is hard.
We did have to fact check that stuff, and it became whack. It became a chore. So I was like, man,
there's probably a lot of work in that shit.
Scrap this shit. We're going to find somebody. We're going to try to find a news station or news network that already has stuff going. They have fact checks and things like that. Already have that system set up, so we can just easily migrate it into ours instead of us doing the hard work and everything. So.
That's what's up, man.
What are go ahead, King. I keep cutting you off. What would you say? What's the amount of monthly viewers, or like how many people are logging in? How many people checking you guys out? Like what's the viewership?
People love to hear the numbers, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not necessarily a numbers guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm just.
Yeah. Right now we're averaging about 1,500 watchers a month, which is pretty okay in our in our industry and everything. And all organic. We're not purchasing ads or anything like that. We've got a system of, how we market without having to pay for anything. So, that's what. Now, when we first started,
struggle bus.
We were actually. So the platform when it first came out was shitty, but I launched it and but you know what? That was when we had our highest. I think we were averaging maybe about 5,000 watchers per month, maybe a little bit more. It was like mad high, but
that's dope.
It was new, you know what I mean? And then for a while we had the same content up there, our launch content and everything. And during that time I was building, organizing more organizing more content to load in. Then finally we had a bulk upload of new content, and that's when our numbers started to normalize back to around the 1,200 to 1,500 per month. So that's what we're pulling now.
That's what's up, bro.
Super dope.
I'm blessed. It could be zero. So I'm very happy for everybody that's watching. Thank you for everybody that's watching. We love you so much.
Yes, check out email. So we on major platform. We granted we just started, right? But we here. We on Facebook, we on YouTube, we on Instagram. We trying to do lives on Instagram. I guess we starting, so we on the struggle bus, right? Just trying to get viewership. But it could also be that we're on platforms that are saturated, right? YouTube saturated, Facebook saturated, and all that. So I think it's good. I mean, we'll probably talk later. We're gonna talk offline. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any podcasts on your network?
That was my next question.
I got ahead of you. Do you have any podcasts on your network? Are there plans to put podcasts? Have different type of talk shows?
Absolutely. Some of our major podcasts, The Real Review by Malibu Slim Films. Let's see, Let's Chat. That is, a big one. The Panther Podcast. That's one. We have a lot of different podcasts to choose from. Shoot, I even have one where I do movie reviews and be an asshole during them. And I haven't done any new. Yo, yeah. Hey,
I love watching movies. That's one of my pastimes. I watch movies.
Well, that's what I do. Kind of like I haven't done one. We're going to relaunch the show, and I haven't done one in a while. So yeah, we've got different podcasts that everybody can check out at no charge. You don't have to sign up. You don't have to give us your email address. Although, at some point we will be collecting them in some shape, form, or fashion. But you don't have to do anything but go there and watch. And now that we're a cable TV service, there's mad networks, under our platform. Well, not mad networks. I'm happy that we have 4. We're launching 2 more soon. Right. And for every network that we have under, our cable TV network, under our platform, it gives you 8 different channels under each new. So there's mad content up there that you can have.
And so we got a follower on YouTube, my man Quinto, Big Q from the BOP. He said, "I got the podcast, bro." Yeah, shout out to the BYOP.PODCAST, man. I had to shout them out. The people over there, they about 3 seasons in, about 40 episodes deep. So yeah, man, shout out to them for sure.
Yeah. I think they stream Thursdays at 7:30.
Yeah, Thursday night.
Check them out. That's what's up. Cool. So what else we got? King? Let's see, I went through my questions.
So we got to backtrack a little bit too. We had some winners so Jamal, we was giving away. We had a contest. We were giving away silver ounce, an ounce of silver.
Totally forgot about that.
We was giving away LED masks for my company, 2020 Faces, and we had 2 winners. We had a winner from Facebook from Instagram. A winner from Instagram. We had a winner from YouTube. And me and Flacs missed both of them. So we ended up both of them.
It was supposed to be one, right? And he told me about one, and then I started looking. I was like, oh damn, there's one on YouTube too. So then we gave it to both.
Yeah, both away. So yeah, shout out to boy Q, man. Quinto, he got his mask and his silver, and then my man Sharkcity MEKO. Sharkcity MEKO.
He should have got his. They said it delivered yesterday, so it was sent to him. So that's what's up.
Yeah.
Finally, we should have did this in the beginning. We still figuring
we got to
shit.
backtrack.
Yeah, we figuring shit out. That's what we do. You know what I'm saying? We had like 13 minutes of technical difficulty. We started late, but we here. You know what I'm saying? Figuring shit out. It is what it is.
For sure. God dang on. So what you think, man, about that time for the music break?
Yeah, let's do that. You got it, bro. I'm gonna butcher this. Go ahead, bring them in, and I'll just throw them all real quick.
Shout out to my boy ULTRAMACKIN, man. I met him out here. So I literally met him out when I moved in Fredericksburg. I was outside walking one morning, and the homies out there taking trash out, and I was like, "Bro, you an investor?" He was like, "Yeah, bro. What you into?" And we just literally chopped it up, and we started walking, started working out together. You know what I mean? He do music, whatever. So he got a new video called what's the name of the video?
Switch Up.
Switch Up with his boy Boz the Rain Man.
Boz the Rain Man and ULTRAMACKIN.
Boz the Rain Man, ULTRAMACKIN. Yeah, Switch Up.
All right, so we're gonna jump into this, and then we'll jump right back.
Yeah.
Where the fuck you say you got the weed from? Shit, my man's put me on his homie, but this shit got me feeling different. Straight pressure.
That nigga put a hex on that shit. You gotta be smoking this wild ass shit.
I ain't smoking with me no more.
You gotta switch it up on a bitch. You know how cutthroat it is out here?
Yeah. Switch up, ayy, switch up, ayy, yeah, switch up, whoa,
damn, James, don't kill him.
Ayy, let's switch up the tempo, I'm keeping it simple, we dropping the keys, I'm returning the rental, gotta sing it like Whitney with me, I wanna love somebody, you won't forgive me, baby, I'm way too important, I'm sorry.
Switch it up on a bitch.
Fendi when I'm sporting. I ride the Lamborghini and I put that shit in sport. You ain't my baby, bitch, don't get your ass aborted. She on a mission for some fucking child support. I'm Wayne Brady, put my hoes on the corner.
Yeah, I came wavy and I'm smoking marijuana. I parked the Benzo by bought a fortress, keep my cushions color sorted. In your city like a tourist, God is with me, I'm a florist. Shave some gold off in my porch, never seen a money shortage. Like the leaf up while we loiter, close the crib, hot box the foyer. Hot box the Corolla, nigga we up like Folgers. I ain't gotta tell him cause I already told him. I ain't worried about the last cause, I already told him. You better be glad we focus. Could've been selling bags of Yola. I'm talking about Arm and Hammer. I'm talking about baking soda. I'm talking about squeezing hammer. I'm talking about hocus pocus. Pooh, left a lot of blood and stew. I did what I had to do. I'm talking about squeezing hammer. I'm talking about hocus pocus. Yes, I'm floating, coolest shark in the ocean. You fish your golden bait treats. That's what I call my women when we finish smoking. Baby poking, I'ma leave her soaking. Felt the way I'm stroking. Metal golden, suck it like it's chosen. Bust it wide open. Fly baby, that's my baby. She told her 380. Slim Shady, she came from Haiti. These hoes going crazy. Before I was paid, I been a fool. Got knowledge like I'm 62. Before I was paid, I was getting it through. Just tell me where to send it to. Pray for me, I'm sending too much, it's getting identical. A ridiculous ritual. Yeah. It's unforgivable the way they treat us like we was invisible. We flipped it though, them things you thought was with that superhero flow. Millennials entitled to the title, no contenders though. They just pretenders though. To us this spiritual.
Yeah, man, that was ULTRAMACKIN and BASTHERAINMAN, got dang on Richmond. Down from Richmond, ULTRAMACKIN up from Fredericksburg, man. That was some good heat right there, bro. I like that jam right there.
No.
I made it back in time. Y'all can hear me? I gotta remember to turn that off when it's okay. That was the music break. So what's good? What's good? What did I miss? Did I miss anything?
Nah, you back perfect time, bro. Perfect time.
All right, so what's next? What's good?
So what you got? What you got next for us, Jamal? What you got planned for the EBNYT? Name some of the other networks you plan on rolling out soon, and how you plan on getting them out there.
The next TV network that we're rolling out is blackhair.tv, and I've been sitting on this one for I think when we launched EBNY, I had brought the name and everything. So blackhair.tv is the next project that we're working on, but also we're going to add music channels. And what these music channels are going to do is kind of like Music Choice, where there's still frames and you hear music and things like that only. You know, so we're going to add that to our cable network too as well. That's going to come actually after we launch blackhair.tv. So that is another TV network I own on top of EBNY. So yeah. Just I'm a nerd, yeah. That's all I do is create.
You gotta nerd out sometimes, man. You gotta, dig deep into what you into, man. You gotta slice that pie as many times as you can to get the whole thing.
Nice. So let me take it back a little bit further. Like I know you touched a little bit on your background. Like I guess you said you was in media production since like '99. So
yes.
Like, can you go more in depth about your origin story, like where you came from, things that you worked on, and what got you here?
Absolutely. What got me into video, just film in general, way back in 1998.
That's not too long. Like I mean,
I was definitely in school.
I'm pushing 40, so like to me that was like yesterday. You know what I mean?
I was definitely in middle school, bro.
Well, so like I ride like hard for when I'm in my car, I listen to old shit. Like I listen to Cash Money, and Cash Money, all their music was And so anytime a music video would come on, I'm glued there. Anytime they had, a premiere, I was there. I was there. And there was one music video in particular, like somewhere in the middle of the music video, the lips were off sync with the audio.
Oh, that's the one.
And I was thinking like, yo, y'all got money like this, but y'all can't check y'all editors to make sure
name drop is straight. Who was it? Name drop. Who was it? What song was it?
I don't know who it was. Well, it was a Big Timers. I think it was a Big Timers video with TQ when TQ was on.
I'm gonna have to go check that out now.
Yeah, it was like I forget the name of it, but anyways, that was the day that I said I wanna do video production. And then what I did, I financed a camera, went out, financed a camera that was more than my car payment.
I've been there. I know those days.
Yeah. Yo, I was like, yo, this is the latest camera. I gotta have it. And, I started, telling people, look, even though I had no work at all, I still told people like, look, it's going to cost for me to do a music video. And my first music video was a paid gig, and it got on BET Uncut.
That's dope.
Yeah, and then that's what I fell in love with. I first started out as a music video director.
That is crazy.
Then that was my love. I love putting music videos, and then I got into movies. Some of the people that I've worked with, Wu-Tang Clan, Rise of a Fallen Soldier. I was the director on that with a couple of other people, and that was the first, documentaries that actually talked about what happened with the breakup of Wu-Tang and everything, and mainly from you guys' perspective. Then I went on to work with Allen Iverson on the Ty Gracie DVD.
Nice.
From then, I also did like 2 music videos for You God. Once we did that, I started doing movies and stuff like that. And then here's the thing. It got to a point where my business was just all, service-based. Mm-hmm. And the problem with a service-based business is that, yes, I was making all these, moves and everything. I started a, TV show, ran 2 TV shows. We were the first to actually have a TV show on cable network around here that dealt with highlighting music and everything. Ear to the Streets. Like, that was the name of our show. And what I realized is that I hated having a business that was all service-based. And why I hated it is because sometimes people would bullshit you. Oh, we're going to have the money on this day, and you're dependent on that money, and it doesn't come through for some stupid-ass reason that doesn't make any sense. Right. So then you get behind on your bills, and then what happens is you start to get burnt out like I did. Yeah. And it came a point where having a service-based film business was just no fucking fun. So I dropped out. I stopped taking calls. I stopped taking work. I disappeared because it was just too whack. And I knew that there was a better way, better way that, I could work and control better things. So during that time when, I dropped out of the industry and everything, I started making a list of things that made me happy as far as like shit that I wasn't going to take from clients and things like that. Mm-hmm. We all got those stories, I listed, and then no matter how bizarre or strenuous or whatever, however you want to take it or whatever, these demands that I set forth, if you wanted to work with me, no matter how crazy these demands are, you were going to meet these demands or I'm not fucking with it, because all money ain't good money. And if you start fucking with my mental and everything, I wanted to be happy while I was working and creating. So while I was like in my cocoon, changing into a butterfly or whatever, what happened is I got an opportunity to work on some hair braiding DVDs, where in instructional hair braiding DVDs. And this would be my first project to jump back into the game and everything. But here's the key thing that you got to understand.
Okay.
What I learned by doing this, I moved. I was in Virginia when I got this opportunity, moved to a whole nother state and worked with this company to develop their hair braiding DVDs. They were a business that ran out of their apartment. And with the help of these videos, they're like almost, I think, got to be $1 million, multi-million-dollar company just off of hair braiding DVDs, their classes and things like that. And I was there to help cultivate that and everything. But here's the key thing: what that thing taught me, it taught me that about products. So that's different from having a business that has service. We're switching my business now over to products, to where, okay, well, shit, how do I make products in my business? Well, I've got you know, I've got knowledge on how to do music videos. I've got knowledge on how to edit. I make my own damn film equipment at some point. When I didn't have the money to buy film equipment, I went to Home Depot and made my own shit. And you know what I did? I took all that knowledge and I put it on DVD and taught other people how to do it. And that was the moment that my life changed, because now my business had products that I can make revenue on. I put up a one-page website, found a website that I can do a 50-50 joint venture on, and promoted my learning DVDs to their email list. And that was the first time that I ever made $1,200 in a weekend off of a DVD that I kind of just I was thinking I'm just going to pull this out my ass and say, hey, if it doesn't work, whatever, I've got nothing to lose. You know what I mean? If it works, it works. It doesn't, it doesn't. But it taught me that, one of the stupidest questions, and I don't care what anybody says, is that what's your target market? What's your target audience?
Right.
Well, that's a stupid question, because the thing is, if you put something out, if you put something out in the market, everybody buys something. So
Correct.
Somebody's going to buy your thing. It doesn't matter what your market is. I don't entertain stupid questions like that, because I'm putting out a product. Somebody's going to buy it. Who cares what my target market is? My target market is somebody that's going to buy it. So I learned to make products, right, and that changed my life. So there, I started the Music Video Training Center, made more DVDs, wrote ebooks.
Nice.
And it's been on ever since. My demands were working with me got more strenuous.
Right.
And that's where we caught up with, where, through all the projects that I've worked on, the movies that I got screwed on, we got screwed on with that Wu-Tang, movie and everything.
Wow.
Distribution company took the product and didn't pay us.
Wow.
So, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hold
First
on.
time,
Before you get into that, I think during the music break, you might have been jamming too hard. I think you turned your sound back up on your laptop, because I think we got a little feedback. I think we got feedback.
All right, what about now?
Mic check. That's good, right?
What about now?
Yeah.
Okay,
I wanted to get your full rage when you was going to talk about this distribution deal. So I mean to interrupt you.
Taking the flashbacks when you at Teddy Riley.
Yeah, that was the first time. That was the very first time getting burned. And we worked so hard on putting that project together, sleeping in, a hotel room on the floor with 4 other motherfuckers in the room. It's just little stuff driving however long it took to get from Virginia to New York, and then immediately jumping out the car and having to run from borough to borough. That shit was hard work, and it taught me to be on my own. So that won't happen again. Yeah. And after that, it never happened again. That happened once, and I learned from it, and I knew how to control it and navigate it. So that, but yeah.
It's kind of one of the things. It's almost like when you starting off, you're always going to run into those situations where you get screwed in some type of way, and there's always some type of lesson in that, right? So you got your lesson. I learned my lessons immediately. Like what you're saying, when you lost the passion for charging service based, I was the same way. I used to DJ, right, and then people were paying me to DJ for them, to play music that I didn't like, and so it went from something being fun, playing what I like, to now work. Right. So now I'm going to weddings, I'm going to events. These people ask for country, these people ask for these songs, and I'm like, I'm not having fun anymore. So that's what killed DJing for me. And then we have a media company, me and my wife, we have Lucid Perspective. We did videos, we shoot videos, music videos, commercial videos, and then that same thing is when there's money involved in that type of way, and you're doing something for money for someone else, you kind of lose your passion, right? So I definitely understand what you're talking about when you talk about that, but it's almost like when you do it for self, right? Or you do what makes you happy, whether money's there or not, you good, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
that's what I was gonna say. That's what I was gonna say when I took away from it was bet on yourself.
Yeah,
exactly.
Regardless what you're doing, however you're doing it, you may stumble, you may fall, you may strap your knees up, you may bruise up, but you're gonna learn. Like Quinto said, at least you got a lesson out of it, right?
Exactly.
And everything you make sure everything you do, you get a lesson out of it, and bet on yourself. Because now look at you, doing your own thing, helping other people, shining light on other people, and there's less stress on you. I'm sure it's gonna be more profitable for you, and it's less demanding on your physical, and you get to exercise your mental way more and get the most out of you, and that's the important part. I got out of that, man. Don't forget to bet on yourself. Don't be scared to bet on yourself. Scared money don't make no money.
Never.
Exactly, yo. If you you're right about that, and I take that. When I was a kid, I wasn't scared to ask anything. Like, for instance, like I had a friend. It wasn't a good friend or whatever, and my mom took.
Emotional damage.
I didn't think. Yeah. What's so funny is like, and this is the kind of kid that I was. They took me over to their house and everything, and my mom and her mom was talking. And I just found out that her son ran away and everything. And so I had to wait for that right moment for them to stop and everything. And like while they were talking and everything, I was walking around their apartment and everything. And I accidentally went into this room, and I saw he had the whole Voltron set, right? All the lines assembled and everything. I don't know if y'all know what Voltron is, but Voltron, you got 5 lions and they form to make a big giant robot.
Right.
So we had this, and I didn't have a complete Voltron set.
Oh.
Yo, I went out of the room and asked him. Mom, was like, "Yo, since your son isn't coming back, can I have his Voltron?"
No, bro.
He definitely bet on himself on that one.
For sure.
Yeah, always.
For sure. That's wild,
so you have to because you know what?
Did he come back? Did he come back?
You know what? I don't know.
Gosh,
the only thing that I remember is that I didn't get the Voltron set. That's the only thing I remember,
wow.
And you know what the thing is, and having a life like that, and that has grew me, and that's just the way that I grew up. I've never ever been afraid to ask for something. Never. And you know what the thing about that is, because I go to sleep every single night without regrets, because no matter how crazy the question is, I don't care. Because if I don't ask it, what's worse? Going to bed at night knowing that I could have asked that question and maybe got a yes. I don't care. I don't care how wild it is. I don't care if you don't like me afterwards. I'm just going to ask you, like you said, bet on you because nobody else has you.
Right. That's definitely nobody's saving nobody these days. You know what I mean? So,
man, I definitely been saying that lately. Like, there's no more regrets. Like, for what? What are you regretting for? Like, we see older people all the time living out the glory days, right? Or talking about woulda, coulda, shoulda, woulda beens, right?
Right.
And it's like, no, I refuse to have regrets. Like, I refuse to. I'm going to do my best to make the best decision in every single moment that I possibly can. That's why I got the little motto of being perfectly present. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm perfectly present in every moment that I can be in and just make sure I'm there, and thank you, Lord, for just allowing me to be, there's no regretting what I'm going to do tomorrow and how yesterday turned out. You feel me? So, that's what I took from that, man. That's real.
Sure.
That's what's up. So, I got a question. What in going into your venture and then breaking out away from, the employee service mindset to being a boss, being a CEO, what would you say is your biggest obstacle in starting? Like trying to build this empire, what would you say is the biggest obstacle, and what advice would you have for others trying to do their own thing in that regard? Like, what is the biggest obstacle? What would you have advice? I'm slurring now. I'm drinking too much.
So you good. So
the right boys.
I'm gonna tell you what I did was wild, and man, woman, whatever, you have to have balls to do what you're about to embark on. Because when I left my job, I set a date on when I was going to leave, and during that time, I used that company's resources to build my company up, which worked out perfect.
Facts.
And when it was time for me to quit, I quit. And the one thing that I struggled with was the first 6 months, waking up at 4 a.m, making calls to set up, equip the things that I didn't like, that pushed me out. I was subjected to it again, but at a whole different level, because now I don't have any other money coming in, but
right.
I have to get up at 4, send emails out. And I did that every day for 6 months and everything. Dang. We struggled, you know, it was a struggle, you know. Be ready to find creative ways to get food, be able to find creative ways to call the power man and negotiate with them. You're going to have to deal with that. And that's straight up. I don't care if, you know, it's the reality of it, because what I did, I jumped out and I didn't have anything in savings. I didn't have anything in checking. I think my shits were negative. And
you jumped out in faith. Like, it's going to work.
I had a kid go away. And the reason why I quit was because I already had one kid on the way. And I think that I had another kid on the way. And the main thing that pushed me is that I had to ask permission to spend time to care for my wife and my kid that are still in the fucking hospital. And I said, fuck that shit. So if you wanna step out and do it on your own, if you're working a job, first you need to set a date on when you're gonna leave and stick to that shit.
Right.
So set a date, whether it be a year from now. When I did mine, I set mine out for 2 years. Because where I was working at just happened to be a place where it coincided with the business that I was running. Nice. So the resources were very, very valuable for our infrastructure.
That's what's up.
in my day,
take what you can when you can, right?
Exactly.
That's
exactly. And because, you know, what I found out is they didn't appreciate me as an employee, or as a valuable asset to, you know. So
as
I did that. So be ready.
Right.
As exactly. So, you know, be ready to struggle, whether it be that 6 months, that year, struggle through it and keep working. And if you keep, like you said, betting on yourself, you're going to make it. Because here's the thing. I am the least likely person to be in the position that I am in now. I haven't worked I don't know how I do this full time, and it's very, very, very good to me.
That's nice. That's dope.
I have freedom in my head. I don't have stress when problems do come up. You know, I manage them stress-free and everything. You know, I've reached the pinnacle, I think, of happiness, of success, and everybody's idea of success is different.
Correct. Yeah.
I don't have a Lamborghini or a Bentley, but I also don't want one. Who the fuck wants to pay that much for an oil change to fix one of those? You know what I mean? I don't.
Exactly.
Give me my fucking Honda Odyssey that I can fix myself.
Get place A to B.
So I don't.
Right.
But my success comes in to where my kids ask me for stuff, I can get it. If I want something, you know, I'm experiencing, you know, going to trips with my family, you know, for the first time in my life. I went on a trip with some friends. Like, we had a guy's trip, if you want to call it whatever, and I've never done that shit before. So I'm experiencing things in my life that I've never experienced before, and it's because of everything I've told you. Not living regrets. When you're starting your business, if you want to jump out on it, struggle through those years, but do not give up. Have somebody. If you're by yourself, that's good. But if you have a wife and kids, make sure you have a support system that is going to support you through those bad times, like I did. My wife, ride or fucking die, because, like,
that's dope.
Yo, I don't know how she did it, yo, but she did it. She stuck with me. She's always been supportive, even if my ideas are crazy and can cause a lot of trouble. She trusts me enough to navigate through that. And for that, I'm grateful. And you need those kind of things to make it. So be ready to struggle, but you also need to set your boundaries on what you will and won't do, because what you don't want to do, and this is for any business, is to be out there on your own when you're doing this full time, doing a whole bunch of jobs for bullshit money, because then you're going to get burnt out and be in the situation that I am. Set your prices, set your boundaries. I want to be on this shoot, and I want this food. I want a cooler of fucking water with ice in it.
Right.
You know, those things matter to you because you want to be happy on set. So set those boundaries and be ready to set those boundaries. So things like that are advice that I can give you to, if you're going to start on this. And then just work your shit, yo. Just work your shit.
Be consistent and get up. Right.
Yeah, it sounds like you said, know your own value and abundance. Right, you don't have the Bentley isn't abundant to you, right? That's not an abundant piece to you. But being able to take the trips, being able to take care of the fam, being able to be there for your fam, that's your definition of abundance.
That's my definition of success. Yeah, shit.
Yeah, Quinto said, when did you know that you could make it on your own?
That's a good question.
I knew long before I quit my my last job. I knew long before it. I think when I started doing film, when I picked up the camera and did my first music video, is when I said, I'm going to make it. I don't know how, but I'm not going to fucking give up on. So the moment that I picked my camera up and shot that first scene for my first music video, that's when I knew that I don't know where this journey is going to take me, but I'm not getting off this train. And
that's right.
There was times where it was hard. I remember the one day that I said I was going to change my life. I was down bad as shit, you know, like it was one day I was walking to work and shit. And I'll never forget this. This was a day that I stood, you know, in the window of the job that I was going to go. It was a telemarketing job. It was a telemarketing job.
Worst.
When I got to the window,
those are the worst.
Yeah.
I did telemarketing for a day and a half. I said, nah.
Oh my gosh.
I quit on the second day.
I worked at all of them around VA or whatever when I was working.
Right.
And it's
like you get angry with yourself, right? Like you look at your life and you're like, yo, fuck, what is this? What am I doing? You get angry with. So like for me, it's like I use anger as a catalyst to try to be successful. Because like you look at your situation, like I know I don't want to live like this. I know I don't want to be this. I know I don't want to be in this debt. I know I don't want to be this stressed. And I get angry and I'm like, okay, I'm going to use my anger to make a change. It's like you tapping into the dark side or some shit, right? Like, fuck this.
Yeah. And that's what happened. I looked at myself, my reflection, and said, fuck this. This is how, and shit was bad for me, yo. Shit was really bad. And I said, fuck this. This is the last day. I'm making a change now.
Today, correct.
And I made my change. I made my change, you know? So, yeah, it's, I looked in the mirror. I'll never forget that shit, yo. And that was the day that I changed my life, yo. So when I picked up that camera is when I knew that this is how I'm going to die.
Hey, that's dedication right there. I mean, me and Flacs kind of on the same line. Like we both got 9 to 5s, we still have jobs, but we aren't. I don't know if we're gonna quit and train yet, but we're definitely on the. We're gonna take the resources like you did and build our own thing, right? Flacs put his money up in his equipment. You know, I put some money up for the app. I put my own money up for these masks. Like I can keep blowing the money like I've been doing, partying, drinking, smoking it away if I want to, eating it up like I want if I want to. But we're also not, like you said, fuck that. We're gonna try and do something different. I'm gonna get this equipment and we're gonna see something happen. I'm gonna get this app built. I'm gonna see something happen. I'm gonna get these products and push them and see what happens. Like I can't keep living like this. Again, no regrets.
Right. It's like, what's the alternative? Being where you are, stuck.
I couldn't imagine, Brody.
Right.
I couldn't imagine being 60, having an idea when I was 30 and not trying.
Right.
Dog.
That's horrible.
That's scary. That's scary. That's very, very scary to even think about, yo. Like when you said that, I was like, oh shit.
A horror film, right? Yeah, man. It is. So that's good. It's good for people to get, you know, online and talk about these things and share these stories. Like I want to be a beam of light and optimism and share success and then be successful, right? Like I'm better than I was 5 years ago. I'm better than I was 10 years ago. But I want to be greater and have aspirations and ambitions, and I want to get there. And I'm glad to know people like you, glad to meet you, and then see what happens. You know what I'm saying? Like you could only go, if you're on the bottom, like you could only go up, right?
You can only go up.
You gotta try. You know what I'm saying? If you're not trying, you stuck. It is what it is, and you got nobody to blame but yourself. You know what I mean?
I'm telling you,
I definitely hit Jamal and say, look, bro, I want to do a podcast network. I ain't got a show right now, but in a couple of months, remember, I'm gonna have me a show in a couple of months. I don't know who or how.
Yo,
around that same time, I was telling Flacs, I was like, man, let's do a show. I was asking a couple friends, hey, let's get a show, let's do a show, because I knew it was a good audience builder. I knew it was stuff to talk about, and I knew it was a great way to learn from other people like yourself, you know what I mean, and to share with the audience, whoever's watching, some information and some inspiration and get them going, right? So, and here we are figuring shit out. I said that name to him, and he was like, "I don't know, bro."
I was like,
I thought it was dope, yeah.
I was like, how should we spell it? We can't spell it shit like SHIT. Like, you put an
he
X
threw
in
the
there.
He threw the X in, and it was perfect.
Yeah, and it worked. Yeah. And bro, I tell you what, he hit me up. I won't say every week, but it was like every other week or every 3 weeks. And I was like, bro, and he wasn't the only one too. I had other people hit me up for podcasts. Like, everybody want to do a fucking podcast, but it's like, yo, here we are. We're fucking 6 episodes in, and we doing good. You know what I'm saying?
What a dope ass show.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that.
For sure.
This is a good show. So we are hour in. We about to close. Is there anything anything you want to promote? Any upcoming events? Any shows on your network you want to promote before we close out?
Yes, I definitely want to send a shout out for our current networks. Vanna Black TV, Malibu Slim Films, and TMVTC. Those are the current cable networks that are under our platform. And of course, y'all Cuddy app, like, yo, dope ass idea.
Definitely.
And just please watch EBNY.TV. Like I said, you don't got to do anything. Just go up there and start watching TV. and I appreciate being up here. I'm very grateful and humbled that
thank you for being a guest, man.
Here,
thank you. Thank you for being a guest. For sure.
So how can content creators and investors, you know what I mean, reach out to you and find you?
Email us. Best way to get in contact with us is email us. Our email address is going to be, it's going to be contact at T as in the, M as in music, V as in video, T as in training, C as in center.com. So it's contact at tmvtc.com. You can also give us a call at 858-848-6882. But again, email is preferred.
Hey, bro, had the infomercial voice on.
Definitely. We're gonna put all that in the description, yo. You ready? You bought it.
You should see how I take credit card information straight to the marketer, yo.
That's right. Telemarketing voice
crazy.
Coming through. Word up.
For sure.
All right,
I like this show.
What we're gonna do? I'm gonna show the outro. We're gonna show the outro. Stay on the line, and then we're gonna chop it up after the live gets going.
Okay. Will do.
Word up.